Get ready for the action, because we are kicking things off with the incredible display of pure skill from Edon Zhegrova. Juventus is celebrating the dazzling talent of the Dardanian star after their recent match against Hellas Verona, where Zhegrova showed flashes of brilliance that the official club website is calling pure skill. We dive into everything we know about this exciting player and what it means for the Bianconeri's future right now.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we shift our focus to the transfer market drama as Arsenal sets sights on a major target. Reports are swirling that Mikel Arteta's Arsenal squad is actively looking to strengthen their right-back position, and they have put Andrea Cambiaso high on their shortlist. We explore why this versatile Italian defender is such an attractive option for the Gunners and the intense competition he faces from rivals like Liverpool and Manchester United. Now it's time to look at the massive schedule shakeup coming to Serie A. The official Serie A Week 37 fixtures have been released, and it is a massive early slot for 5 games, including key matchups like Juventus versus Fiorentina. We break down exactly how this scheduling change is impacting the fight for European spots and what the implications are for every club in the league. And finally, we wrap up with a major update on Juventus's defensive lineup. Daniele Rugani is one match away from potentially reuniting with his club, Juventus, depending on how his time at Fiorentina develops. We analyze the crucial circumstances surrounding his contract, the buy clause, and whether the club will be able to secure that reunion this weekend. Stay tuned, because this is the news you need to know. Juventus is highlighting the exceptional skill of player Edon Zhegrova following their recent 1-1 draw against Hellas Verona in Serie A. Zhegrova featured for the club for nearly 10 minutes in the match played at the Allianz Stadium on May 3rd, where he created a scoring opportunity that was ultimately thwarted. Despite the brief appearance, the player's performance is garnering significant attention from the club, with the official Juventus website publishing a summary of his performance a week ago, praising him with the caption, "Pure skill, pure Edon Zhegrova." The published video showcases Zhegrova skillfully placing the ball between opponents' legs. Zhegrova joined Juventus last summer from Lille for a reported fee of €15.5 million, potentially rising to €20 million with performance bonuses. Since his arrival, Zhegrova has featured in 25 matches, starting only once in the Champions League against Paphos. In these appearances, he has been a substitute in 24 matches, accumulating only 492 minutes played without registering a goal or an assist. The Dardanian star is scheduled to return to action this coming weekend, as Juventus faces Fiorentina in Serie A on Sunday, May 17th. Arsenal is reportedly targeting Juventus defender Andrea Cambiaso as they look to bolster their defensive options ahead of the summer transfer window. The Gunners are actively evaluating reinforcements for the right-back position due to ongoing fitness concerns affecting both Jurriën Timber and Ben White, increasing the likelihood of needing an additional fullback. While Timber remains the preferred option, the recent fitness issues have pushed the club to explore external avenues. Cambiaso has emerged as a compelling prospect due to his versatility. The Italian defender possesses the capability to play both as a traditional fullback and a wingback, a tactical flexibility that aligns perfectly with manager Mikel Arteta's demands. His performances in Serie A have made him highly regarded, with reports suggesting he is one of the most admired fullbacks in the Italian top flight. Arsenal believes his adaptable style would integrate well into the Premier League. The appeal of a move to England is also a factor, as several Serie A players have recently seen successful transitions to the Premier League. Furthermore, Cambiaso is not the only club interested. Reports indicate that Liverpool and Manchester United are also vying for his signature at the end of the season, which could complicate Arsenal's negotiations. Despite the competition, Arsenal remains focused on securing the necessary defensive depth and reliability to maintain their pursuit of domestic and European honors, relying on the club hierarchy to support Arteta's plans during the upcoming transfer period. Serie A Week 37 fixtures have been officially confirmed, featuring a packed schedule with 5 matches commencing in the early slot on Sunday, all set for 11:30 UK time or 12:30 CEST. This early start includes high-profile matchups such as Roma versus Lazio, Genoa versus Milan, and Juventus versus Fiorentina. The decision to group these games is part of a traditional Serie A practice for the final 2 rounds, designed to ensure fairness by eliminating any advantage gained from knowing the results of other games beforehand. Organizers cite this as a necessary measure given the intense competition for European spots. The confirmed early slot fixtures are Como versus Parma, Genoa versus Milan, Juventus versus Fiorentina, Roma versus Lazio, and Pisa versus Napoli. A conditional adjustment is in place for the Pisa versus Napoli match. Should Napoli secure a victory against Bologna later that evening, their fixture against Pisa will be rescheduled to 17:00 UK time or 18:00 CEST. In contrast, the afternoon schedule is streamlined. The Inter versus Verona match at 14:00 UK time is now considered irrelevant, while Atalanta versus Bologna is scheduled for 17:00 UK time. The final 3 matches, crucial for the relegation battle, will also be played simultaneously at 19:45 UK time or 20:45 CEST. These include Cagliari versus Torino, Sassuolo versus Lecce, and Udinese versus Cremonese. The focus for the weekend is clearly on the early slot action, coinciding with the Italian Open tennis final at the Foro Italico. Juventus defender Daniele Rugani is on the verge of returning to the Bianconeri, pending the outcome of his current loan spell at Fiorentina. The 31-year-old has been with Juventus since 2013, initially serving as a backup to the legendary trio of Barzagli, Bonucci, and Chiellini. After an initial projection to be a defensive mainstay, Rugani's development slowed, leading to several loan moves, including stints at Stade Rennais, Cagliari, and Ajax. This season, he began with Igor Tudor's squad, making 8 appearances for Juventus before a mid-season exit. He subsequently joined Fiorentina on loan for €500,000 with an option to buy for €2 million, contingent on Fiorentina avoiding relegation and Rugani making at least 5 45-minute appearances. While Rugani has made 5 appearances for Paolo Vanelli's team, only 3 are counted towards the obligation. With only 2 matches left in the season, Rugani must play at least 45 minutes against Juventus this weekend and in the final round against Atalanta to trigger the purchase clause. However, reports from Il Corriere dello Sport indicate that Fiorentina has no intention of activating the clause. Consequently, the management may instruct Vanelli to avoid fielding Rugani against Juventus initially to prevent the obligation from being triggered. This scenario would allow Rugani to return to Juventus, where he holds a contract until June 2028. Despite this possibility, Rugani remains outside Luciano Spalletti's immediate plans, meaning the club will likely place him on the transfer list once again.